What is an explainable AI? Before I answer this question, let us go back and understand why exactly it exists first. Let's say I have gone ahead and built a model which helps recognize if the patient has a disease based on their X-ray records and MRIs. I have done this by using a deep learning model to recognize the pattern out of the images. Now I gave this particular model to the doctors. They went ahead and put out some patient samples through the model, and the model provided almost the right decisions. But this fact scared the heck out of doctors. They asked, how exactly is this model coming to these particular deductions? What things or computations are happening behind the scenes to reach these particular decisions? And how can I trust the results generated by a machine to treat my patients? Basically, doctors or you viewers don't know anything about my model. It's kind of a black box for you or everyone. I mean, you can just provide an input, some magic will happen within the black box and you'll receive the output. But you'll not be able to interpret what's exactly going inside this black box. Well, the irony is even me, the developer who has developed this particular model, will not be able to explain how it came to a particular decision. You see, it's not just about me. Any data scientist or machine learning engineer or an AI engineer will not be able to explain the computational details behind predicted output. They'll not be able to explain how a model reached a certain decision for a peculiar instance in a testing sample. And this is a problem, right? Well, if there is a problem, there is going to be a solution as well. And that solution in our case is Explainable AI, briefly abbreviated as XAI. Well, it do help us humans worried about black box situations understand how an AI model comes up with results and how much we can trust those particular results. Let us explore the different components of Explainable AI to better understand how exactly it works. In a basic sense, it comprises three different components. Number one is prediction accuracy, then there is interpretability and justifiability. The prediction accuracy and interpretability are two technical aspects, whereas justifiability is something that's going to solve our problem. That is, understanding how a model reached a certain decision. Let's start by understanding the prediction accuracy. Prediction accuracy is a highly important metric for any machine learning engineer or data science professional, right? Because the success of your machine learning model is going to be judged by comprehending how accurate results your model provides. Generally, when we compute the accuracy, we try to learn the pattern in data and then check how accurate results the learned model is making for the testing set, right? Well, in case of Explainable AI, it is not going to change. It will remain the pretty much same, but it's just that you'll comprehend the performance by using models like Lime and running multiple simulations to match results and understand the performance. Lime is a technique that helps to explain the prediction of an AI model at the local level. Next one is interpretability. Interpretability, or in other words what we call as traceability, is yet another important factor. Generally, when we try to work and build a model, we actually happen to have a problem and data set at our disposal, right? We try to visualize the attributes present in the data to figure out their correlation. We even dispose of certain columns that don't feel much relevant, right? By doing all these things, we are actually trying to interpret the question and how a solution can be framed. In a similar manner, in the case of machine learning or AI model, interpretability resembles how the learning of a model can be broken down into chunks. If it is a decision tree model, what are the rules the model is setting, what are the important features the learning process is revolving around, etc. Figuring out answers to these factors is basically what known as interpretability. To achieve this, we have a framework called as deep left, which explains predictions by analyzing input feature changes. Finally, we have something called as justifiability. Well, as we already mentioned, this component is all about solving the human mistrust in AI or ML model. If I were to explain justifiability with a simple decision tree that predicts whether a student can get into B.Tech program based on the marks he got, If he got more than 85% marks in computer science, he can easily get CSE, or even if he got 80% mark but carries excellent extracurricular skills, then too he can get into the BTech program. So we arrive at the conclusion that certain factors within my dataset would lead to alteration of results. Figuring out these exact rules, figuring out these exact attributes that have more say in the decision, etc. are the main components that we try to break down. Not only that, we try and understand if there is a slight change in the input provided, and if there is a change, what kind of output will turn out to be. Now let me put all these three components into a practical use case by taking the same example that I took in the beginning of the video. Say, if a person has cancer, our model should be able to take X-ray images and detect the cancer cells accurately. It should not interpret it with any other disease. This highlights how much the outcome of this model can be trusted, which is known as prediction accuracy. To understand the nature of disease, the AI model has to break it down into smaller chunks, which would narrow down the scope of the data. The amount of data we humans are able to understand from these smaller chunks of data is defined as interpretability of the AI model. Why the cells in the X-ray were termed as cancer cells and why not any other disease underlines the justifiability of an AI model. So you see, overall the explainable AI is not just about building trust or understanding how a decision was made, but it is about troubleshooting the misprediction and improving model's performance. I hope this video was helpful for all of you guys. If you have liked it, hit the thumbs up button. Also enable both the subscribe button and bell icon to receive more updates like this from Intellipaat's YouTube channel. Thank you and see you in the next one.